What's up, guys? We are back with a full slate of NBA action here on Monday, March 24th. We're going to break down every NBA game tonight, and we're going to take a look at bets on the side and over-under, and make sure you're checking that pinned comment throughout the day to see if there are any changes as injury news and player availability is confirmed. Yesterday, guys, not looking like a great day. Some weird stuff in college basketball, as per the usual these days. It feels like we had Florida minus 9.5, and they really messed around. Barely ended up winning that game. We had Colorado State plus 7.5. That was a good one, although they do eventually end up losing. We cash our bet there. We had Iowa State minus 5.5. That one's not looking so hot, but we have Arizona minus 3.5. That one is still live here at time of recording, so we'll see if they can finish things off and give us that 2-2 day, which obviously not exactly what we're looking for, guys. Slam that like button if you'd like to see a big winning day out there. We are very much due for one. If we can get this video to 1,000 likes, we're giving away a Stump the Spread hoodie to one random commenter, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Once we get to 50,000 subscribers, we're giving away another hoodie, and we are getting very close. If you're a huge fan of what we do here every single day, you can sign up for a channel membership by clicking the little join button right below the video. Channel members get exclusive early access to all of my videos and get their names up on screen in every single video, but more importantly, you'll get access to our monthly members only giveaways. We'll be giving away a Stump the Spread hoodie to one random channel member in early April. If we can get to 80 channel members, we'll do 2 giveaways in April. We're at around 61 right now at time of recording, so get in there, join up, guys, and I'm going to have some big giveaways for you down the stretch. All of our videos are sponsored by StumpTheSpread.com. We have a team of experienced cappers over there covering every major sport. Right now, our premium members are getting daily college basketball, NBA, NHL, and UFC picks. And Major League Baseball, our most profitable sport the last 3 years in a row, is right around the corner with the real Major League Baseball opening day coming up on Thursday. At StumpTheSpread.com, you'll have access to our exclusive free picks, free-to-use bet size calculators, and our premium top confidence picks, which might not always match what you see here in these videos. Also, guys, you need to get over there and sign up for our free email newsletter, which will get you free picks straight to your inbox every day and updates on our results. Just make sure to check your spam folder. Comment below with any bets you're looking at today and any other feedback you have for me, and I will personally respond. As always, our favorite picks will be in the pinned comment down below. Now let's get into our first game of the day. We've got the Minnesota Timberwolves going on the road to take on the Indiana Pacers. The Timberwolves come into this game fresh off of a nice 134-93 blowout win there over the pretty hapless Pelicans. It wasn't a full-strength team there for New Orleans, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, we did see CJ McCollum play in that game. He did not play well. No Zion in that game, and obviously the Pelicans have been pretty much devastated by injuries here. The Timberwolves, they played well. They shot the ball well. 43% from 3, 19 of 20 from the free throw line also looks good, and they had a little edge there on the boards in a game where they really didn't have to play things very seriously down the stretch. Right now, the main concern for Minnesota are the standings out there in the West. It's not called the Wild West for for no reason, guys. Right now, they are sitting in the 8 seed. That's right, all the way down to the 8 seed, despite going 8-2 over their last 10 games. Pretty wild stuff. They're now a half game back of the Warriors. It looks like they'll be a half game back of the Clippers if the Clippers can finish off this game well against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So we'll see how things go there, but it is tight out there, guys. We see not a lot of games separating the 4 seed all the way down to the 8 seed. So all these games down the stretch are very important for Minnesota. They're going to be trying to play everyone they can. In this game, though, a little bit of concern here. We have Anthony Edwards on the injury report. Other than him, it's looking like a very clean injury report, but Edwards, guys, he is questionable this game due to a right thumb laceration. So gonna have to keep a very close eye on that, see what he looks like in shoot around, see if he's able to go. Obviously, if he does play, that is a concern. Like, this is a dude that's shooting more 3-pointers than ever. So if he's pumping up a ton of threes, having an injury there to his right hand, his shooting hand on his thumb, is a little bit of a concern. However, the dude has shot at least 40%, if not higher, in each of his last 2 games from 3. So I'm not going to freak out about that here as they go on the road to take on the Indiana Pacers, who are fresh off of a nice win there against the Nets. Both those games pretty close, very hotly contested games, I will say. They've won 4 in a row. They've won 6 out of their last 7 overall. They find themselves right now in that 4 seed out in the East, but they're only 1 game up on the Bucks for that, that 4-5 race, and 2 games up on the Pistons. So once again, a situation where home court advantage very much up for grabs. So we'll see what the Pacers do in this one. Their injury report coming into this game looking pretty clean. We do see Mathurin on there. It's possible he misses this game. He's questionable due to a left ankle sprain, and I don't know if they're going to be rushing him back. He did play in both those games against the Nets, but only played 27 minutes. So yeah, in the second game. So a little bit of a concern there about his availability. I would tend to think he probably won't play, but other than that, the Pacers are healthy in this game. Looking at the numbers here, guys, it's a little bit surprising to see what they're looking like. The Pacers, despite, playing pretty well recently. I mean, over their last 10 games, you see Indiana 6-4. They're on a 4-game winning streak. They are actually 1.5-point favorites. We've got a total of 232 out there. Minnesota, a solid road team, 19-16 against spread on the road, 19-21 against spread after a win. The Pacers, 15-16-2 against spread at home, 15-25 against spread after a win. Guys, I think this is a pretty good spot to take the Timberwolves on the road. It's not like they've been an insane road team, but they haven't been bad. They're very locked in. They're trying to win these games. They're healthy outside of Anthony Edwards. I think the Pacers are being overvalued here just based on their recent success. They did have that 132-130 win against the Timberwolves very, very recently. A game where they needed Obi Toppin, of all players, to go absolutely crazy. Now, in that one, they did not have Halliburton, so take it for what it is, but I don't think we're going to see them shoot 45% from three against the Timberwolves, and I don't think we're going to see, such subpar shooting there from the Timberwolves, who shot only 30% from three. Give me the Timberwolves here on the road. It definitely has a chance to end up in the pinned comment. Next up, guys, we get the Los Angeles Lakers going on the road to take on the Orlando Magic. The Lakers come into this game 43-27 on the year, but losers of 2 in a row and dropping back-to-back games to Eastern Conference teams probably doesn't feel great, especially when those Eastern Conference teams are the Milwaukee Bucks and the Chicago Bulls, and neither game was close. I don't know, guys. A little bit worried about the Lakers. I mean, right now, out there in the Wild Wild West I was talking about, they are currently in the 4 seed, but they're only a half game up on the Grizzlies and 2.5 games up on the Golden State Warriors, who are going to get Curry back apparently much sooner than I would have ever guessed. So things are looking a little bit sketchy for the Lakers in that loss to the Bulls, where they got blown out, by the way, 146-115. Luka played, and he played well. I mean, efficient shooting night, 10 of 18 from the field, 34 points, but it was the others that really came up pretty small. LeBron played in this game, guys. He came back and played. He was a minus 27. Minus 27. Had 17 points, 7 of 16 from the field. The Lakers shot 41% from three and got obliterated by the Chicago Bulls. Like, not a good look. Not a good look. Austin Reeves had 25 points. Like, where's the bench at for this Lakers team? It was horrendous. Hachimura came back, 18 minutes, 5 points. It did not look good. Nobody scored more than 6 points off the bench for the Lakers in this entire game. That's not going to work. They got crushed on the boards. Maybe not crushed, but they lost the battle of the boards by 7. And this is all against the Chicago Bulls team that, albeit did shoot the lights out. This is not this good of a shooting team. They shot 46% from 3. Not something that should happen very often. But the Lakers, it just didn't really feel like they had very many good answers there for Josh Giddey. Like, I don't know, man. It did not look very good. And the bench for the Bulls looked significantly better than the bench for the Lakers. And Lakers played this game at home. So I don't know. Not super jazzed up about what we're seeing from the Lakers in terms of their injury report. Obviously, a huge deal for the Lakers. We see Hachimura and LeBron both on there. Luka not even on the injury report, so that's nice. Rui Hachimura questionable to this game due to his continued knee issue. We'll see if he plays. I expect him to play and probably play limited minutes. LeBron dealing with that groin still. He's probable. I fully expect him to come back and play. He's been healthy for a little bit here, but he's going to have to play better, play more efficiently, put up slightly better numbers here for this team, especially on the defensive end if the Lakers want to be taken seriously. But they've got another Eastern Conference opponent coming up, guys. They're taking on the Orlando Magic, who come into this game fresh off of a 15-point win there at the Washington Wizards. So congratulations on that, but I'm not about to give you any sort of major credit for beating a team like the Wizards. Orlando 33-38 on the season. They're not in a great spot out there in the East, if we're being completely honest. They're currently in the 8 seed. They're 2 games up on the Bulls, who are in the 9 seed now. The free-falling Heat are in the 10 seed, so we'll talk about them at some point. But yeah, the Magic not having the best time. They're only 4-6 over their last 10 games, so not headed the direction they want to be. Paolo's coming off of a big night, scoring 30 points, so that's cool. But it was against the Wizards, guys. It was against the Wizards. This is not time to think the Orlando Magic have suddenly turned things around. I do not feel like that's the case. When you've got Banchero and Franz Wagner, like, you've got a couple good options, but the bench, terrible. The rest of the starters, not so great. The rebounding numbers looked really good against the Wizards. We'll see what they look like here against the Lakers. They're going to need to look good, and the Magic are going to have to continue to shoot the ball well from 3. They shot 40% against the Wizards. Are they going to do that against the Lakers? I don't know. Seems like a big ask to me. The Magic come into this game looking pretty healthy. We do see Cole Anthony going to be out for this one. Is that official yet? No, he's listed as questionable for this one. So we'll see if he plays. Doesn't really move the needle too much for me. The bench is healthy, but it's not a great bench, guys. And we see the Magic, they're getting 4 points at home here against the Lakers. We've got a total of 215.5. The Lakers only 15-17-1 against spread on the road, 13-13 against spread after a loss. The Magic, 17-17-1 against spread at home, 16-16 against the spread when they're coming off of a win. This is a bounce back spot for the Lakers. Is it a great bounce back spot here, having to travel to Orlando? Great seems like a bit of a stretch. I do think we see the Lakers kind of regroup and play better in this one, but they're going to play a lot better. The Magic are a pretty decent team. I mean, obviously, the Lakers, all these wins are important. I would say the Magic are a better team than the Bulls, but the Bulls are playing well right now, so I don't know. It's hard to tell, guys. I'm going to be leaning towards the Lakers here at -4, despite the fact they're on the road, but I don't trust this one anywhere near enough to put it in the pinned comment. Next up, guys, we got the Toronto Raptors going on the road to take on those Washington Wizards. The Raptors are coming off of a pretty freaking embarrassing loss, guys. They lost to the San Antonio Spurs, another tanking team, 123-89. Yeah, not a great look there for the Raptors. Obviously a tanking team, but they're 24-47 on the year. Like, they've been allowed to try a decent amount at different points, but we're seeing guys not really play their full increment of minutes. Like Scotty Barnes playing only 30 minutes. He did put up 22 points, but other than that, I mean, RJ Barrett, 18 points in his 30 minutes. Very poor shooting night from three, and a terrible shooting night from the Raptors in general, only shooting 10 of 39 from long range. Not great. They were even on the boards with the Spurs. They really just got kind of obliterated there by Devin Vassell, and yeah, I mean, Julian Champagne, like not a great night. Not a great night for the Raptors fans. This is a team that's clearly tanking things out. So we'll see how hard they're looking to tank in this one by looking at that injury report. You can get a pretty good idea. And right now we see Quickly, Grady Dick, and Jakob Poeltl all on that injury report. Now, are they confirmed out for sure? Well, Quickly, guys, due to rest, didn't play in that Sunday game against the Spurs, so I think we do expect to see him play here on Monday. Grady Dick, he sounds like he'll be reevaluated. He was supposed to be reevaluated in 2 weeks. Well, it's been almost 3 weeks now since we've seen him out on the floor, so I don't have a lot of positive things to say about his potential availability. And Jakob Poeltl, guys, due to rest, didn't play in that Sunday game, so I think there's a very good chance he does end up playing here on Monday. So we'll see what that version of the Toronto Raptors can do going up against the Washington Wizards, who've been pretty successfully tanking things out. They've lost their last 4 in a row. They lost by 19 against the Knicks their last time out, and yeah, they're not even keeping things close against teams like the Utah Jazz. So things are being put in place to help this team lose. In their 122-103 loss there against the Knicks, we saw Jordan Poole play well, but he's really the only one, and maybe Alex Sarr, they're allowed to play well, and Sarr had a terrible game. Just not a lot of positives here. Marcus Smart actually playing well, showing he might have some value still, but as a team, they shot 30% from three, and yeah, didn't do a good job on the boards either. So the Wizards, a very successfully tanking team. Gotta give them credit for being good at losing at least. Hey, you're good at something, Wizards. Look at that. You're good at losing. Like, I don't know what to say about this team at this point, guys. It's kind of embarrassing. I always see guys like Kispert out for the season due to thumb surgery. Like, this squad not trying to be competitive at the moment. They are fully healthy coming into this game. It doesn't look like they're holding anybody out. We don't know if that's for sure true or not. Like, we'll find out, but it does appear that way. We'll see Poole, Middleton, Champagne, Keyshawn George, and Sarr all starting this game, but is that going to translate into a win against the Raptors? Your guess is pretty much as good as mine in this spot. It's a pretty weird spot with two tanking teams going up against each other. Neither one wants to win this game. We see the Wizards are getting 2 points here. We've got a total of 230. Toronto 20-14 against spread on the road, 6-7 against spread on no rest, and 27-18-1 against spread after a loss. That's kind of crazy, guys. Washington 15-18 against spread at home, 22-30-2 against spread after a loss themselves. I'm going to be taking the Raptors here at -2. Now, I need to know more information about who's actually going to play. I am very comfortable saying that guys like Jakob Poeltl and Emmanuel Quickley are going to play, but are they going to rest guys like RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes? That makes a big difference. So, going to have to keep updated on that injury report. We are siding with the Raptors here slightly. All the trends point towards them as well, so that helps. But we're going to be taking the Raptors cautiously. Keep a very close eye on that injury report. Next on the docket, guys, we are looking at the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Brooklyn Nets. All the news coming out of Dallas is that, Anthony Davis nearing a return ahead of this road trip. So we'll see what happens. They're going up against the Nets in Brooklyn. So we'll see if Anthony Davis is ending up playing in that game. I'd be a little bit surprised to see him out there. And the Mavs, though, they're kind of on a high note right now. They're fresh off of a win against the Pistons, a 6-point win. Dallas, unfortunately for them and their fans, have fallen out of the play-in right now. They're currently in the 11th spot, but tied with the Phoenix Suns there with an identical record. So we'll see what they can do. They've got a chance to fight their way back in, and getting Anthony Davis back would obviously help a ton. In their win against the Pistons, a very solid win there. We saw Spencer Dinwiddie have a vintage game. He went 9 of 12 from the field, 11 of 13 from the free throw line to put up 31 points. You're not going to see that every night. The starting lineup looked very good. All 5 starters scored in double figures. Clay put up a 20-piece, a 27 spot there from PJ Washington. Kai Jones chipping in 10 points. And as a team, they shot 35% from 3. Not terrible. And they had a slight rebounding edge. So well played there by the Mavs, getting a desperately needed win. They take care of business, but Are they going to be able to do it in this one? I mean, it's possible. Looking at the specific injury report for Anthony Davis, he's officially doubtful for this game against the Nets. Apparently, this is not the one they're going to bring him back for. Other than that, they're looking relatively healthy, which is a good sign. They're maybe in a little bit of a shooting regression spot. I mean, with Dinwiddie shooting the lights out in his last one, I don't know if we can really count on him to do that 2 nights in a row. That seems a little bit sketchy. So we'll see what they do here on the road, playing at the Barclays Center against the Nets, who are 23-48 on the season. Another tanking team. They played a couple of very close games there against the Pacers. Didn't really look like they were having a very fun time losing these games, guys. But that's what the franchise really wants them to be doing right now. Like the Nets, they're more incentivized to lose at this point than to win. Something needs to be done about all this tanking. If you guys have any good ideas how to eradicate tanking in the NBA, let me know down in the comments, because there's a lot of very interesting ideas being thrown around. I love the idea of relegation. There's no way to do that, though, so that's not even a real idea. Give me your real ideas down there in the comments. But the Nets, they played okay against the Pacers in that 103-108 loss. Cameron Johnson came back, shot the ball relatively well. 20 points for him, 17 from Keon Johnson, 26 off the bench there from Trendon Watford, guys. So, I mean, you can't complain too much. They did a good job on the boards, having a slight edge on the boards, but this team just doesn't have enough talent right now to compete with teams like the Pacers. Now, they did play very good defense. Got to give them credit there, but overall, that's just not going to be enough in the end, the vast majority of the time for this team. That's just not the way it is at the moment. And the Nets come into this game. A couple guys on the injury report. We've seen D'Angelo Russell missing some time recently. So has Zaire Williams. Russell apparently questionable for this game, which makes me think they're probably going to sit him out. Like, they're not trying to win games. They're definitely not trying to rush back players. Williams, with his hamstring issue, is also questionable for this game, and that makes me think he will probably sit this one out as well. It doesn't appear great. It would be his second game in a row missed. He's probably just not going to come back, guys. Why would they rush you back if they're trying to lose games? But the odds makers think this is going to be a close one. The Nets are getting 1 point. We've got a total of 218 out there. Dallas 15-18-2 against spread on the road, 14-18-1 against spread after a win. The Nets 16-17 against spread at home, but they are 26-20-1 against the spread after a loss. I'm going to be leaning here slightly towards the Brooklyn Nets at home. I think we see a big shooting regression night there for the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I'm a little bit worried about the news that Anthony Davis is coming back so soon, injecting some life into these guys, making them feel like they've got a real shot to get into the play-in, which they do. I mean, the Suns are not a great team. They're playing better now, but they're not a great team. So we'll see what happens in this one. I am still leaning slightly towards those Nets. Rolling right along, we're looking at another tanking team. You see what I'm talking about? It's a matchup of tanking teams here. Like, you guys see what I'm talking about. This tanking is becoming a problem. But hey, if we can find a way to make a profit off these tanking teams, let's go ahead and do it. The 76ers, 23-48 on the season. At least their season was derailed by injuries, but they've lost their last 4 in a row. They didn't keep it super close, but it wasn't a blowout there, I guess, against the Atlanta Hawks. But yeah, that was a little bit brutal. They didn't have a lot of answers out there for Trae Young and Reece Shea. So yeah, in that loss, guys, the 76ers, a team that's playing, kind of a skeleton squad. Quentin Grimes is supposed to go out there and save them. He put up 26. Justin Edwards chipped in 22, but none of that was really enough. A lot of big negative plus-minus numbers for the starters in that game. I mean, Yabusele went out there, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and was a minus 18. They shot 37 free throws, made 75% of them, and Atlanta only shot 22, but none of that was enough. They got out-rebounded, and it's real brutal. Really, really brutal right now for the 76ers. Like, they are not putting an NBA caliber lineup out there. There's just no way around it. That is not what's happening. Not what's happening right now in Philadelphia. Those fans are pretty pissed. This was supposed to be a big year with, like, Embiid and just nothing working out there for the 76ers. They come into this one. We see Maxey on the injury report, Oubre on the injury report, Drummond on the injury report. Like, this is not a squad that's trying to win. Lonnie Walker the fourth on the injury report. Like, Maxey right now, guys, dealing with the back/finger issue. He's out. He didn't play in that game against the Hawks. I doubt he plays in this one. Oubre with his knee issue didn't play against the Hawks. I doubt he plays in this one. Drummond, same kind of deal. So we'll see who they actually suit up for this game, but this is going to be a little bit harder one to lose. So I expect the 76ers to sit as many dudes as they possibly can as they go on the road to take on these New Orleans Pelicans, who are 19-53 on the year. Yeah. 19-53. Not what this team was hoping for either. This is supposed to be a big Zion, Brandon Ingram, Trey Murphy kind of year. CJ McCollum leading the way as the veteran, but yeah, that all fell apart with Zion not being healthy at the beginning of the season and Brandon Ingram getting hurt, and that all went down the tubes super duper fast. This team, once again, we got a tanking team here, guys. They did play a close game against the Pistons, losing by only 6 there at Detroit. McCollum had a huge game, 40 points, 16-28 from the field. Hard to beat those numbers, but we did see the Pistons beat those numbers, so maybe I shouldn't say that. But yeah, this team, not a super competitive team. Bruce Brown starting and playing 35 minutes at this point in his career is not what you want. 25 points from Jordan Hawkins off the bench has to give them some optimism. To keep this game close, though, the Pelicans had to shoot 50% from three. They went 20 of 40 from long range. I don't know how often we can count on seeing that kind of production, that kind of shooting there from the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, they didn't have Zion for this game. Obviously a big deal, and something that's really given this whole franchise reason for optimism down the road has been the return of Zion and the fact that he has been in so much better shape since he came back. Dude is looking pretty strong out there. He did not play due to a back issue there against the Pistons. There's a chance he could be back for this one. We'll see. It's a home game. I would say they probably don't want this dude missing a ton of time because we've seen what happens when Zion misses a ton of time. We tend to see a lot more of Zion out there, or a lot more of Zion when we see him on the bench. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that we see Zion in this game. It's just better when we see him, playing. It definitely seems like a not for sure situation, though. So you're going to have to closely monitor the injury report here. But looking at the spread for this game, the Pelicans are 5.5-point favorites. That makes me think there's a good chance Zion ends up suiting up for this one. We've got a total of 231. The 76ers, 14-21-1 against the spread on the road, 6-7 against the spread on no rest, and 14-32-1. 14-32-1 against spread after a loss. This is an NBA worst mark. The Pelicans have gotten to where they're actually an over 500 against the spread team at home. They're 16-18-1 against the spread on their home court. They're 6-8 against the spread on no rest, and 21-30-1 against the spread coming off a loss. I think this is a pretty decent spot to take the Pelicans. The 76ers are god-awful. They're tanking super hard. If Zion comes back and plays in this game, which is to me what the spread kind of indicates is likely to happen, I think the Pelicans are a pretty good spot in this one. Now, once again, you're going to have to watch that injury report. We don't have confirmation on whether or not Zion's going to play. So if he does play, go ahead and give me those Pelicans. Rolling right along here, guys, we've got the red-hot Chicago Bulls taking on the Denver Nuggets. I say red-hot. The Bulls have won 3 out of their last 4, and at 31-40 on the season, not exactly, top of the top out there, but they are in the 9 seed. They've got a 1-game lead over the Heat now for that 10 seed. They're only 2 games back of the Magic for the 8 seed. Like, this team is doing some stuff. They're actually playing pretty well. They've won 7 out of their last 10 games. Like, Chicago, their fans are getting some reason to hope for the future, which hope is a dangerous thing. Like, that, sets you up for disappointment. But a 146-115 win over the Lakers their last time out has to feel pretty great. Now, can they back that up going into Denver? We'll see who Denver actually plays. Maybe they will be able to back it up. We'll see. But Jacoby White playing amazing. Yeah, not Cody White, guys. Look it up. Jacoby White. I don't know why he dropped the front half of his cool name, but he did. We're loving what we're seeing from some of the young guys out there. Vujicic has been a solid defender recently and playing well, putting up rebounds and some points. The scoring and the shooting has really been the story for this team. Giddey, now that he's healthy, putting up big plus-minus numbers. He put up a crazy night, almost a quadruple double. 15 points, 10 boards, 17 assists, and 8 steals. I don't expect him to put up 8 steals very often, but you're only 2 steals away from a triple-double or a quadruple-double. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy work. The bench played well. Patrick Williams shot the ball great. Zach Collins actually providing some decent minutes off the bench and some passing, some shot creation. Like, I don't know what's going on right now with these Chicago Bulls, but they are a young team. They're being allowed to try, and they are playing well. So got to give them credit where credit is due. They could maybe be annoying if they make it into the first round of the actual playoffs. We'll see what happens there. They are relatively healthy coming into this game. We see guys like Trey Jones and Lonzo Ball missing time, but I don't think that's, that shocking. It sounds like next week sometime this week, whenever the Bulls play in Chicago, I'm not sure which day that is when we expect to see Lonzo Ball back. So he's coming back. Trey Jones, with that left foot sprain, he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. So that's unfortunate, but not a dude that puts up a ton of production necessarily. Although, we have seen him play like 30 plus, he's played 30 plus minutes the last 4 games that he played. So that is concerning. We are worried about Trey Jones being out. That's not a great thing here as they go on the road to take on the Denver Nuggets, who have been taking I would say, cautious approach, maybe we'll say. They're trying to get these guys healthy and ready to go. We just saw them come off of a nice win, a 116-111 win there at Houston. So, a win over a playoff team does not feel bad for the Nuggets. They're currently sitting in the 3 seed, so holding their own out there for sure. Looks like they've got a very good chance to end up with home court advantage in the first round. So that's a pretty big deal when you get to play at elevation as well. We've seen guys like Jokic missing lots of time recently, but it didn't matter there against the Rockets with Murray going nuts. The fact that he played 38 minutes, so did DeAndre Jordan. That's pretty hilarious, guys. The Rockets just lost a game where DeAndre Jordan played 38 minutes. That's something else. But I do kind of expect Jamal Murray to probably sit out here the second half of a back-to-back, because that was the first half. Now we're going to be looking at the second half here. I mean, the Nuggets over the course of the year haven't given Jokic a ton of time off, but they have been recently, and that could possibly continue here. He was ruled out for that game on Sunday against the Rockets. I do think there's some chance he comes back here for the second half of back-to-back, but he's been dealing with a little bit of an ankle issue, so I think it's kind of real, maybe just not super, super real. Like, if this is a playoff game, pretty sure Jokic's going to be out there. So we'll see what happens here. The spread on this one kind of indicates to me that Jokic might not play, but that Jamal Murray will play, so we'll see what happens. The Nuggets are 4-point favorites at home. We've got a total of 237.5. The Bulls, 19-16-1 against the spread on the road, 12-16-2 against the spread when they are, coming off of a win. Not something they've done a crazy amount of times this season, but, we'll see what they do here down the stretch. Chicago over the course of the year is 10-6 against the spread when they have a rest advantage. So that's something that's worth taking into consideration also. The Denver Nuggets, 16-17-1 against the spread at home, 10-4. 10-4, guys, against the spread on no rest. That's a pretty respectable no rest number. They're 20-23-1 against the spread after a win, and they are coming off of that win there against Houston, so they'll definitely take that. Looking at the numbers again, guys, 4-point favorites for the Nuggets. I'm going to be leaning towards Denver here just a little bit. I think the Bulls are due to finally lose a game, and I think if Jokic plays, the Nuggets could be the team to do that. I don't think Vucevic is going to have a very good time against Jokic at all, and he'll be well rested, but we don't know for sure if he's going to play. So once again, this is a kind of a tricky injury spot. Be sure to be checking back at that pinned comment. I will definitely be updating that one throughout the day, given all the injury news. Next on the dock, we're looking at the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Phoenix Suns. The Bucks come into this game fresh off a couple wins. They had that tough loss against the Warriors, that tough loss against the Thunder, but then got a win against the shorthanded Lakers, and then a nice 6-point win there at the Sacramento Kings. Not a game that I necessarily thought they would get, but they did find a way there, 114-108, so definitely a close one. Giannis, a pretty crazy 32-point double-double, so good stuff there from Giannis. They did that all without Dame playing. They shot 41.9% from three without Dame playing, which is kind of crazy. As a team, they only shot 13 of 20 from the free throw line, which isn't great, but a lot of that was due to Giannis going 8 of 13 from the charity stripe. So great play from the bench. Also, we've seen Kevin Porter Jr. getting some more minutes. He was a plus 15, scored 18 points. Gary Trent Jr. can have good shooting nights, a plus 13, 11 points. Now, can they back this up? Can they do this again against a team that is looking a little bit different now? We'll see what we actually get from the Milwaukee Bucks. They've been a kind of tough team to figure out this season, but they definitely have reason to be playing hard right now. They're in the 5 seed. They would probably like to move up to that 4 seed and have home court advantage in the first round. So we'll see how things go here. They're on the road against the Phoenix Suns, who are playing by far their best ball of the season. They haven't always gotten their opponent's best shot, but they've won 4 out of their last 5. They're 34-37, and they are technically in that last play-in spot out there in the West. So we'll see if they can keep things rolling. Obviously, a win over the Cavaliers, even if it wasn't quite the full-strength Cavaliers, looks pretty good, and there wasn't a whole lot missing there for the Cavaliers either. Maybe that was the full-strength Cavaliers. That's kind of wild. Sorry, guys. I've been slightly distracted from the NBA action with March Madness going on, but a very good day there from the Suns. They shot 45% from 3. They only shot 8 free throws in the game, but still managed to get the win. They had a slight edge there on the boards, which is nuts. KD playing well, taking a ton of shots, took 29 shots, scored 42 points in that game. Devin Booker not getting asked to do too much, had 17 and was a plus 13, also had 10 assists. So loving what we're seeing from this team. The depth is still a problem, guys. The depth is still certainly a problem there for the Phoenix Suns. We'll see if they can continue to overcome that problem. I mean, Beal's going to be out. I think that's actually a good thing. Nick Richards on the injury report as well. But other than that, they're relatively healthy coming into this game. And they're 3-point favorites, which is a little bit of a shock. I mean, it's tough to see the Suns as big-time favorites. But the Bucks, guys, I mean, when they're going to be missing Dame, that definitely hurts them, especially in this matchup. Although it doesn't hurt them defensively. So Suns being 3-point favorites, not that crazy. A total of 226. Milwaukee, 14-19-1 against spread on the road. 19-20-1 against the spread after a win. Phoenix 14-20-1 against the spread at home, 9-23-1 against spread after a win. That's an NBA worst mark against spread after win, but I think that's kind of irrelevant stat right now because the Suns are actually trying for a change. So we'll see how this one goes. I'm actually leaning just a little bit here towards the Phoenix Suns. The Bucks without Dame, I think they're gonna have a hard time scoring enough points against Phoenix. Milwaukee is not a good defensive team this season. It's not like the Suns have anybody that can stop Giannis, but Giannis could score 40 points in this game, and we could see the Suns still comfortably get the win. Last but not least here, guys, we're looking at the Boston Celtics going on the road to take on the Sacramento Kings. The Celtics come into this game fresh off a 129-116 win there at the Portland Trail Blazers. Not the easiest win that Boston's ever got there on Sunday, but they do take care of business. They do end up getting the win. Tatum putting up a 30-piece. Not the most efficient, but not a terrible shooting night. At least from the inside. From 3, he was 1 of 7. So that's not a great look. Hauser shooting the lights out. That's kind of his thing. 8 of 10 from 3. He was a big part of the reason they won this game. Luke Cornett, he put up 13 points off the bench and was the best guy off the bench. Pritchard started in this game, had 16 points. Obviously, Boston not playing guys here down the stretch. They're just resting and waiting and getting ready for the playoffs. They shot 46% from 3. You are never going to beat the Celtics. Pretty much never going to beat the Celtics when they shoot the ball that well from long range. Portland put up a really good fight. Don't get me wrong, but the Celtics they got up too many threes and they made too many of them, and that's how they plan on winning games. The question confronting us right here for the Celtics is, who are they going to actually play in this one? I mean, we've seen guys like Jrue Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Porzingis, all missing time recently, and Tatum, just coming off a game where he played a lot of minutes, he could end up missing games too here on the second half of a back-to-back. Jrue Holiday didn't play. We saw Jaylen Brown. He's going to be reevaluated on Monday due to that bone bruise. So yeah, in his right knee. There's no chance they're rushing this guy back. He's not going to be playing in this game. And Porzingis, due to that illness, he didn't play against the Trailblazers. There's a chance he comes back for this one, but dude's been missing a lot of time due to illnesses lately. So I think there's a good chance he ends up sitting this game out as well. So it's going to be far and away not the full-strength Boston Celtics as they go on the road here on a back-to-back to take on the Sacramento Kings, who are fresh off of another loss. They've lost 2 in a row now, falling to the Bulls and the Milwaukee Bucks. They're 35-35 on the season, which currently has them in the 9 seed out there in the West. They're only a game and a half up on the Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. They need to figure their stuff out, guys. The Kings are only 3-7 over their last 10 games. It hasn't looked great, fresh off of that loss against the Bucks. They had no answer for Giannis, but they only put up 108 points against the Milwaukee Bucks. That can't be what happens. 22 there from DeMar DeRozan, but bro went 0-4 from 3. As a team, the Kings shot only 9 of 38 from long range, so they're definitely in a bounce-back shooting night. Zach LaVine only 1 of 5 from 3, had 16 points and was a +3. The bench, though, did not look good. This team does not have much of a bench. I mean, Markelle Fultz is getting minutes off the bench for this squad. It's not looking great. So the bench is a huge concern. The starters look okay. They need to get Sabonis back. Obviously, that would help. You can move Valanciunas to the bench. The injury report here for the Sacramento Kings is not great. Not great. Sabonis, obviously, guys, he's not going to be back for this game. He did go through a full practice on Sunday, and he is listed as questionable. So I guess it's not out of the question, but I would be pretty shocked. So keep an eye once again on the injury report. We'll see if that does happen. Malik Monk, due to an illness, he's questionable. I think he's pretty likely to end up playing in this game. They need these wins down the stretch, and despite the fact that they need these wins and the Celtics are going to be resting a lot of guys, the Kings are getting 4 points. Here we've got a total of 225. Boston 16-17-1 against spread on the road, 5-6 against spread on no rest, 16-34-1 against spread after a win. The Kings 12-20-3 against spread at home, 12-20-2 against spread after a loss. So that's not looking great, guys, but I do think we still have to stick with our system play here and take the Sacramento Kings getting 4 points. This spread really indicates to me that the Celtics are not going to be playing anyone in this game at all. So you could wait on this one. Some public money is probably going to come in on Boston with people that don't know that the Celtics are going to be resting everyone, but I think you're totally fine to go ahead and jump on the Kings here getting 4 points. I think they find a way to make this game a 1-possession game down the stretch and maybe even win it straight up if Boston rests enough guys. I mean, there's no reason for the Celtics to really care if they win or lose at this point in the season. That's all the games we have for today, guys. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Sorry about all the uncertainty with these injury reports, but that's just life in the NBA right now down the stretch. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. Thanks for watching. Click the link in the description to check out stumpthespread.com. Make sure that you're checking that pinned comment throughout the day to see if there are any changes, and we will see you guys tomorrow for more sports betting action.